Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome back to Continental Aspire Soccer. Please subscribe to us. We're trying very hard to make some strong content. Also, send us any positive and negative feedback into the comments below. We read every comment and reply to most of them. Today we're going to be taking the fairly short trip down memory lane and look at the awesome Ajax side of the 18-19 season. Now this was only 2 years ago, 2 years since they were knocked out in the dying seconds by Tottenham in the Champions League semi-final after beating Real Madrid and Juventus en route to there, not to mention beating Tottenham in the first leg. However, we at Continental Aspire Soccer felt it appropriate to revisit the starting 11 and a few of the subs. We wanted to take a look at how good they actually were and how the players have got on since. The answers are pretty wild. With that, we have to start in goal with Andre Onana. The Cameroon-born goalkeeper was 23 years old by the time Ajax were out of the Champions League. In the league that season, he kept 15 clean sheets in 33 matches, saving 75% of the shots he faced. In the Champions League, he was arguably even better. He was forced into over 3 saves per game, and he saved 75% of the shots faced from Europe's best finishers. The only worrying thing was that he conceded 8 goals from outside the box in just 12 matches. This did not put clubs off him though, and it was rumoured both Barcelona and Chelsea were sniffing around the goalkeeper in 2020. However, fast forward 2 years and Onana is banned from the sport for 10 months. In February 2021, he failed a drugs test for testing positive for furosemide. Onana claimed he accidentally took his wife's medicine and he is appealing the decision. However, Onana missed out on Ajax's 2021 Europa League campaign, and after the error from Karl Schlappen in the first leg of the quarterfinal against Roma, it is safe to say Onana could have changed the course of Ajax's eventual downfall. At right back on the night against Tottenham, 21-year-old Neres Mazraoui started in defence. He was quickly becoming one of Europe's most exciting defenders. He started 10 games in the Champions League, scored 2 goals and was dominant on the right flank. He completed 72% of his dribbles going forward and tackled 59% of the dribblers facing him. His value spiked at £16 million in 2019 and his career has somewhat stagnated. At 23 years old, Mazraoui has missed over 33 matches through injuries for Ajax across all competitions since the Champions League campaign. These have ranged from knocks to knee problems and most recently has injured his eye. Hopefully he can regain fitness and momentum and regain an upward trajectory. In the heart of defence started Matthijs de Ligt and Daley Blind. Now de Ligt went on to move to Juventus at age 19 years old, which is something we mostly all knew, for over £76 million, a huge transfer fee. De Ligt was talked up as one of the next best players, not just defenders, but de Ligt has found issues in Italy. In his first season for Juve 1920, he made 5 errors, including conceding 3 penalties, and he even scored an own goal in his debut. He has since tidied up a bit, but the 21-year-old is perhaps suffering from playing in an inconsistent Juventus side ran by Andrea Pirlo. Daley Blind meanwhile still plays for Ajax at 31 years old and he is the best defender in the side. His range of passing is still brilliant and if it wasn't for his recent injuries there would be an even greater media spotlight on the defender. At left back is Nicolas Tagliafico, the man your club has definitely been linked to. Chelsea, United, anyone who needed a left back, Tagliafico has been the one linked by the European press. Of course, this was because he was widely regarded as Ajax's best defender, especially off the back of his 18-19 UCL performances. The then 26-year-old scored 3 times and made a huge 5.6 tackles and interceptions per game. However, Tagliafico has never gotten the quote big move and he remains at Ajax now at 28 years old. However, he has recently said kind words about Inter Milan and called their legend Javier Zanetti his idol, so perhaps the time is coming for Tagliafico to take on a new challenge. At the base of midfield in Erik ten Hag's 4-2-3-1, Laza Schön and Frenkie de Jong started against Tottenham. Frenkie de Jong was another big money move away from Amsterdam, and the then 21-year-old Dutch international was a particular starlet in the rise through the UCL. He was magnificent at dribbling through opposition teams, and his double roulette on Casemiro and Modric at the Bernabeu will never be forgotten as Ajax thumped out the European champions. De Jong moved to Barcelona for €75 million, and he has since been one of Barcelona's better performing players in an inconsistent team. In this season alone, he has had 3 goals and 4 assists. There have been some teaming problems with his position on the field, and some would have liked him to be a single pivot in a 4-3-3 instead of a left centre midfielder in a 4-2-3-1, but he's been a solid player for Barcelona. He's even completed 87% of his dribbles in the 2020-21 campaign. Laza Schön was a more understated cog in the Ajax machine. His fantastic free kick against Real Madrid in the same game was mesmerising, but the now 34-year-old plays for Heerenveen in the Eredivisie. This came after a summer move to Genoa in August 2019 and didn't really work out. At right wing was Hakim Ziyech. There is less to say about Ziyech because most of us know about it. After some great set pieces, crosses and goals on the UCL campaign, Ziyech stayed with Ajax another year. The Dutch-born winger assisted 13 times on top of 6 goals in Eredivisie in 1920, and Chelsea swooped in with over £35 million to bring the Moroccan international to Stamford Bridge. However, in a season that has been quite bumpy at Chelsea, Ziyech has struggled for form and fitness, but there is still time for the 28-year-old to turn things around in England. On the other flank was Dusan Tadic. Still an Ajax boy, Tadic was the surprise of 2019. He managed 6 goals and 4 assists across 12 starts for Ajax in the famous UCL run, and he hit an insane 38% goal conversion. That means nearly half of these shots went into the back of the net. Tadic showed tactical intelligence and breathtaking technical ability, previously seen in flashes at Southampton and FC Twente. In 2021, Tadic remains a key cog for Ajax at 32 years old, and again got 2 goals and 3 assists in this year's UCL group stage campaign. He had moved to Ajax for just £11 million, and we think that's potentially one of the most underrated bargains ever seen in Europe for a truly long time. Running down the middle is the hot topic, Donny van de Beek. Yes, the now Manchester United midfielder, bench player, made his name for Ajax in the 18-19 campaign as a versatile, talented, if unremarkable midfielder. Able to play higher up the pitch or lower down, Van der Beek played in 57 matches for Ajax in 18-19, remarkably appearing in every single league and UCL match as a 21-year-old. He moved to Manchester United in the summer of 2020, but we are yet to see the most of him. Less than 1,000 minutes across all competitions has barely shown any of the talent Van der Beek has. We hope Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will start to trust him more going forward. Leading the line was Kasper Dolberg. The Danish striker joined Ajax in 2016 and he scored 45 goals and assisted 16 in 119 club appearances. In 18-19 he was used to deter opposition players from Tadic, the real danger of the side. He only grabbed a single assist in the 18-19 campaign in the Champions League, and he moved to OGC Nice in the summer of that year. After a great first season in Liga and seeing him score 11 goals and assists 3 times, Dolberg has somewhat been sidelined in a Nice side which sacked Patrice Vieira halfway through the 2020-21 league season. At 23 years old though, Dolberg will be keeping his hopes alive for making a bigger mark in Europe. Before we finish, we must touch on some of the subs too. On the bench that night for Ajax was Joel Veltman, a strong defender who is now playing at Brighton in the Premier League. There was also Daley Sinclaven, the versatile defender stroke attacker stroke winger who is becoming a first team stalwart for Bayer Leverkusen now. There was also a couple of youngsters like Lassina Traore, who is finally beginning to break into the Ajax first team now, but many still have their reservations about his true quality, and Danny De Vere, who is carving out a different path for himself at rivals AZ Alkmaar. That's all we have time for today. We hope you enjoyed it and have a nice week guys. We'll see you next time.